Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for another back and bicep day, and we started off with pull-ups. I only did the first set heavy because, again, I do a lot of deadlifting volume now, so my back does get a fair amount of heavy work. So realistically here, I know that my lats and back respond very well to higher reps with weighted pull-ups, so I just did, a set of challenging 5 just to get some heavy tension on them with a 45. Then I decided to kind of go all out with a 25. And I think when I pushed myself to true failure, realized how good I am with the 25, because this first set I did 10 and it felt really close to failure, almost like, well, yeah, I didn't think I could get another rep. But I guess it wasn't true muscle failure, because I went for the next set. All right, and a lot of these, notice I'm trying to pause at the bottom, trying to get quality work. So right there, I thought I had kind of reached failure because it felt like I couldn't get another rep right there. Also could be, though, because I had a little longer break. I took a very short break between the first 2 sets. But this one, I decided, again, go all out. If I'm only going to do 3 sets of pull-ups, I do need to make sure it's solid. So I went to failure, and then I did a rest pause. But in doing that, notice that on these, I'm coming all the way down, getting that stretch at the bottom, which is really where the magic happens for lats. And I really don't care that some people don't like how I perform pull-ups. It doesn't matter. Look at my back. Look at the performance. My actual lats are going through their full range of motion. I'm stretching at the bottom, scapula contract, and we just run with it. So that wide grip, though, the pump is insane. So I reached failure there at 12. Then I breasted for a second, couple seconds, do a rest pause, managed to squeeze out one more rep, and pretty much my lats were on fire at that point. All right, so then I decided let's do some quality curls. I wanted to get 3 types of curls in, but my arms were just trashed on the third exercise. So these, decided to just mess with the easy bar today, mainly because I like the pump, and plus I do want to make sure my brachialis is getting worked a little bit. Because, again, those incline curls I'm pushing really hard, which was kind of PR day on those. I was surprised I got 12s on all 3 sets, and I didn't think I was going to get them because these pumped my biceps so hard. But I took these sets to failure, to where I got there and then get to the bottom and couldn't do another rep. So I got like 12 and then 10 and 10. So happy with that. Also pretty happy with how I'm looking there. Again, physique is continuing to improve. Obviously, we got to get leaner. Waistline needs to tighten up. But I think when we see here, the arms are definitely coming along. I do feel like at this point, from a physique perspective, I do need to gain more bicep, a little more upper chest separation, right? Just some thickness up there. Biceps need to be a high priority. Just arms in general, but definitely biceps. Because my triceps are considerably stronger than my biceps. So happy with how I'm looking here, though. It's all coming along, and it feels like if I just bring those areas up and mainly continue to get leaner, get that waistline tighter, as I lose more fat, the loose skin will tighten up more and more. I'm carbed up again now, so it's not going to be as tight as it was looking, but if I lose more fat, that won't matter. That's the main thing to think about. We can talk about different things with tightness and or whatever, water retention, loose skin. But if you just get leaner and leaner and leaner, those things just simply don't matter. But pretty dang happy with how I'm looking here. Again, I've said this before when I do these. This particular exercise just looks good on camera for me. My physique is definitely the best it's ever been, right? All right, incline curls, because then we want to get that stretch. Like the incline curl is almost a pure bicep exercise. We get a deep stretch position, does really well in studies. It is, again, an old school secret. Again, as I'm sitting down there, I think we can also see the legs are getting leaner. See all the veins of separation. So again, I'm going to continue to get leaner, though, right? I drifted back up to 205 today because I added some conditioning work in every day. A little bit of it fasted later after my training. And I think that's making me put a hair of water back on, because I carved up earlier and actually lost more weight. But it drifted back up to 205, but I think that's probably what's happening. So once my body gets used to it, it'll start whooshing back down. But the incline curls, big fan. Always been one of the favorites, because it's always made sense to me biomechanically. Historically, it's built some impressive biceps back in the day before guys were using a ton of gear. Love it. But I managed to get 12 on everything, and I think on the last set, I got my 12. I might have lost count, but I did, because I did a rest pause rep. All right, we did a rest pause rep, and I managed to squeeze out one more. So we might have gone beyond 12, but these were all failure. That's interesting to me, though, on this exercise. I'm hitting failure with relatively high reps. This is a weight I used to get 8s with. Now I'm getting 12s with it. And this is then as a secondary exercise after multiple sets to failure. So super happy with that, right? Super happy with that. And of course we can see the legs there again, what I was talking about. But yeah, really happy with the performance on these today. So it's like, in spite of cutting with a really strict stretch position exercise like this, my strength is starting to go up. So got to be happy about that. That is a positive sign for potential bicep development. And all this is a little higher rep. This is slightly higher rep than some of my other stuff. And it's because these muscles, for me, they just feel better. And when I experiment, if I do 6s or 8s and stuff on biceps, I just don't get the same intense pump and that deep muscle feeling that I get with a little higher reps. That 10 to 12, 10 to 13. All right. And then, of course, I decided I wanted to do some preacher curls, so I went to do dumbbell preacher curl, and these, it was literally one set, was all I could handle. And I knew going in, my biceps were already just lit, super, super lit, super lit. But I'm like, let's try to do some rest pause or some force negatives or something. Man, they were tough. It was a kind of a case where I did this with each arm. I got 8 or something. I think it was 8. And they tried to do a force rep, right? So I picked it back up, did a negative, and they tried to get one more rep and had to grind through it. My biceps had nothing left. I felt like at the end of this, I couldn't even move my arms, because I did those 6 sets to failure with a rest pause, not counting the pull-ups. And then when I did this, it was just everything the bicep had. I couldn't even move my arms after this. So I'm going to have to maybe build these up. I might be able to get more sets of these with a little bit of time. But again, my arms were just completely trashed. They were pumped, fatigued, felt like I could barely move them. I could barely bend my elbows after. So those 7 super hard sets seem to have gotten it done. So really happy with today's workout. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys and gals next time.